Hello friends, today I am there in front of you with a special initiative that is of KES PCCS, that is Spark Activity Faculty Enrichment Program. It is an initiative which we have taken up basically to explore the hidden talent of the faculties, and also that is an extraordinary add-on courses for the faculties. So the subject which I have up for today with you all is in link up with the commerce for non-commerce people. When I come up with that commerce for non-commerce people, it is basically that is in practicality in today's reality, where can the commerce knowledge be useful to us? So the topic what I have for you is online banking and methods of remittance. It is totally linked up with the commerce, that is banking and finance activity. So my name is Dinesh. With this, we'll be going up ahead into our topic. So let's move. When I come up into the banking, earlier the banking activity was very much a complicated one. Now why I am putting up that word complicated is because it was very much a bit tiring also, because you used to stand up into a long queue when your number will be coming. You have to fill up n number of formalities if you wanted to withdraw, if you wanted to deposit. There were n number of formalities, or if for a simple updation of the passbook, I used to stand into the line if that printer is not working. So there used to be n number of things which used to make up a person a very much tedious kind of a job if the person wanted to visit the bank for some transaction or for some activity. But today, rather believe we are very much blessed at home with simply with our mobile. The banking has come at our doorstep with our internet, with our laptop, with our computers. We can easily access and do the transactions of banking. Now the banking is no more only linked up with the primary functions. What are the primary functions of banking? That is taking up deposits, that is accepting deposits and giving loans. But it is no more only linked up with few activities. It has grown into horizons. We have up today with us internet banking, where only simply with my debit card or credit card I can transfer my money. So earlier the banking, which was very much a nightmare, now it has become very much a easy functional activity for everybody of us. So let me take you ahead. What is that? E-banking. You can call e-banking by electronic banking. You can call it as in virtual banking. You can call it as an online banking. You can call it as an internet banking, with whatever name you would put it up. But what does it mean? It is one and the same. What is that? The transactions which I was doing up physically by going into the bank, I'm just doing it and sitting it at home virtually. It is the use of electronic and telecommunication network for delivering various banking products and services. As simple as it is, whatever the activities I was carrying out earlier by visiting the bank, the same activities I'm doing it with the help of the mobile, with the help of internet, with the help of my laptop or computer, whatever. And through e-banking, a customer can access his account and conduct many transactions. I can get to know that as I'm never not at all dependent now onto that passbook here. I can just log in onto my account and I can get up a transaction up to the date from whatever date till up to the date. See the advantage, see the benefits which are we getting or yielding through e-banking. So let's explore more on e-banking. Here into this slide, I am basically putting up something is how simple it is to open a bank account online from home. You are not required to exactly visit the bank if you wanted to open up an bank account. It is pretty simple. See the picture which is there into the center, what it is highlighting. It is highlighting that is you are into your domestic course, you are enjoying your daytime or you are enjoying at home and the bank executive is at your doorstep to help you to open up a bank account. See how advanced we are, how blessed we are due to automation, due to telecommunication, due to internet. See on the side, I have put it up. See the example or the ad of HDFC. They put it up. We understand your world. They have come at your doorstep to open up to help you. On the same lines, how ICICI has put it down, that is the ad by ICICI Bank, they are at your doorstep to help you. Let me take you ahead to the very much astonishing, that is very much surprising fact I would like to share with you. During 2020, we had come across lockdown, COVID-19. You'll be surprised. HDFC opened 2.5 lakh new customers. They went up with so many customers, which had up as instant account opening. It was a big achievement into the banking business here. The bank is coming at your doorstep to help you to open up an account, to operate, where you can have up n number of transactions, where your business is not stopping even if you are at home. There is no need for you to go physically into the bank and carry out your transactions. So understand. These are the news cuttings where they are putting up in only 2 minutes. You can open up an account here, zero balance account. Let me take you ahead. Here into this slide, I'm trying to put it up about State Bank of India. Onto their website, they have basically highlighted that is what are the things when I have to open up an account into very basic simple steps. They have highlighted that is what is the procedure for opening up a current account into simple step. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, 4, and 5. You basically need to raise a request. They will be contacting you. You have to just submit up your documents. Because into a mobile we have of the PDF facilities and all simply that is scam scan. You take up a photo of the document and it will be uploaded. Similarly, the issue of provisional account, instantly they will be giving you an account number. And very soon they will be that will be verified by the officials and you'll be getting up a permanent account number. So it's pretty simple without physically going up into the bank. On the same lines, I wanted to explore you, yeah, share with you basically that is there are three types of e-banking. When I come up with that basic level one, into that basic level one I have up is where the banks offer me the basic information through their websites. Now every bank has up a website. So onto the website, they provide me n number of details or the features of their products and services which they are providing to their customers. So basically, that is they are upgrading or they are rather updating the society on what is the bank doing basically. Further, some banks may receive and reply to queries through email also. They have up something that is contact us or raise a query. And when you put up your query, basically they will be helping you. They will be replying you. They'll be assuring you that is they are there for you. So that is one level of banking is an updated website which they have up, and accordingly they have up communication, they have correspondence with you through that. But there is also something called up as an e-banking, that is level number two. What happens into the level number two? Into this level number two, the banks allow their customers to submit or apply for various services, check their account balance, but very, very important into the red, which I have highlighted. Into the second level, banks do not allow you to transfer the funds. Into simple words, you can go up onto the website, you can put up your details, you can just log in with your credentials, that is a username or whatever the passwords you have up. And just after that, you'll be able to have access to various services, various details about your account. You can view your account statement. But the only and only negative thing which you cannot do up is you cannot have the transfer of funds from your account to anybody else's account. So understand what is the difference when I'm coming up into level 2. And finally, when I come up into level 3, that is basic thing, that is they are allowing the customers to have their funds transfer. You can have the transfer of funds. So understand what are we discussing, that is when I come up into types of e-banking. And when you say that is I am the part of or I have an e-banking account, yeah, when you're opening up an account, so you need to check it up. That is first one is very much open for anybody, yeah. Anybody can go up onto the website of any bank and view the details and all. But level 2 and 3 is an option which the bank provides you when you open up an account. That is, do you wanted an online account where you can have up everything except the transfer of funds? And level 3 is basically where you will be having up only the transfer of funds. And you'll be surprised, my dear. Here, I would like to update you about DigiBank. That is DBS, that is Development Bank of Singapore. You'll be surprised this bank is nowhere existing as a branch into a physical way. It has up only and only transactions, my dear. So understand that is a bank where its physical existence is not there. It is only and only working up online. So that is called up as a digibank. Okay, where it will be providing you n number of facilities as a normal bank, but very, very important, you cannot physically approach it. So understand, guys, what am I trying to explain you by types of e-banking. Let me take you ahead. So just onto the part for your better clarification. So therefore, banking websites are of two types. The first one, informational websites, that is they only provide you information about their product services. But the next one is your transactional websites, that is the customers are allowed to conduct transactions. Business to business transaction or customer to customer transactions can happen. So understand what am I trying to explain you. Let me take you ahead. Here onto this slide, I have different activities which are being carried out by banking through online platform. You can check up your account balance. You can have up that is IMPS, that's a fund transfer. You can invest, conduct trade, business. You can open, close an account. You can buy insurance. You can change or manage your account details. You can have up a FD start, or you can have up an investment, n number of things. But let me take you ahead into practicality. So here onto this slide, we have up is the benefits of online banking. So we have already discussed much of them. That is, you sitting at home, you can open up an account, you can have transfer of money. It is typically as same as the traditional banking. You can have up your fund transfer easily. That is from home you can carry out the banking activities. I'm moving ahead. But at the same time, you have to be onto your toes when you are there into online banking. You might be cheated. You might be put up into problem, that is somebody might deceive you, somebody might cheat you. You will be surprised that is all your funds have been lost from your account. That is called up as phishing. That is called up as, because of that we have up as cyber crimes. And so cyber securities are there. So into disadvantages, that is security purpose. It is not so secure. But banking is becoming or creating awareness, that is how the customer has to be onto the toes, because there are fraudulent bank websites, or the society or the people are very much ignorant about it. People are illiterate, they are not having any knowledge about it. Or at times that is there is lack of technological infrastructure. The internet services are not so much strong at home, yeah, from wherever you are operating. And the very very important, beyond these disadvantages, we need to travel and go ahead and accept the change, because change is a permanent thing into our life. So what are the precautions I would like to put it up when it comes with online banking or internet banking? I need to check up the what is the bank's internet policy. What is the particular bank having up into its policies for the customers in regard to the online banking? How many times there are times that if you make up a number of incorrect attempts to log in, so your account gets logged, or automatic termination of your connections and all. So there are few necessary precautions, like for example, you are at your ATM with your card details and somebody is asking you, somebody is blackmailing you and telling you that is withdraw the funds and give it to me. And you do not want it to withdraw, you wanted to seek the help of somebody, but there is no watchman, there is no person who can help you out. You are into a big problem. Somebody is beholding at with a pistol at your head, yeah, you are into a problem, and the person is telling you, he is harassing you, that is withdraw the money from the ATM and give it to that person, and you do not want it to. So you know what you can do up is, whatever your pin is there of your ATM card, just reverse and put it up. Like for example, your ATM password is 1234. Your ATM password is 1234. Just reverse and put it up. If you put it up 4321, the bank official or the authorities will be understanding that is you are into a problem and you do not want it to transfer the funds, or you do not want it to withdraw the funds. So by that, your account will be locked, you will be relieved, you will be rescued from your problem. Understand precautions. Or at the same time, that is never write down or reveal your security details to anybody. have a secured, safe, or sufficient good internet banking, or the internet fund, the thing, what is that? The support or the cover, so that you can have a strong, if you have a strong network, then there will be no problem when you're operating. Let me take you ahead. With this, we come to the next topic, which is into the flow. And this topic is very, very, very simple and commonly into implementation or functioning. We do carry out these things, but let us understand the theoretical thing and accordingly the practical exposure of the same, or how practically it is implemented. What are these pictures speaking actually? These pictures are actually speaking about mobile banking, where you have of the money transfer from one part of the globe to the other part of the globe. You have of the transfer of funds between two mobiles. You have of transfer or the transfer of funds through different means, that is through cash, through your credit or debit card, between different stakeholders of the society. On the same lines, that is a fund transfer from one side of the globe to the other side of the globe. Understand export import. I'm exporting something, but how will I receive the funds here? I'm exporting some goods to Singapore, but how will I receive the funds from Singapore here? So, how will the money be remitted to me? That is nothing else but our topic of discussion now. That is methods of remittance. That is a ways how is the money being transferred. Remittance is basically that is the way the money is transferred. See the picture showing us. I'm getting some money through laptop. Simply putting up that is through internet here. See here the picture depicting that is the exchange of currencies. After that, the very, very important that is exchange or change, or rather the money being transferred from one part of the world to another. Let me take you ahead into the discussion further. When I come up with the methods of remittance, that is how one party can transfer the funds, transfer the money. What are the different channels through which we can transfer the money? So onto the slide, I'm sharing you something about IMPS. I'm sharing you about UPI. I'm sharing you about RTGS. I'm sharing you about NEFT and accordingly National Payments Corporation of India NPCI. What are they? How do they operate? If I have a friend in Chennai, I'll take up an Indian example only. If I have my friend who is into the different state and I wanted to transfer immediately some X amount to his account or to him, how shall I? I am not able to go and physically and give him his money. But I wanted to transfer some funds to him immediately. What is the method how I should go ahead? So here what are we discussing is the methods of remittance. That is the way how we can transfer the money from one place to another or from one party to another. With this, let me take you ahead. The first one. The first one onto into our discussion is my NEFT. NEFT is National Electronics Fund Transfer. What does it mean? NEFT helps you to transfer the money. transfer any amount to the recipient account, that is the beneficiary, that is to whom I wanted to transfer the funds in one-on-one transfer basis. And very, very important, this NEFT is available round the clock throughout the year on all days. That is 24 into 7 into 365. I can have that transfer of funds. I can use that NEFT to transfer funds. And very, very important, the speciality feature of NEFT is that into the green I have specified. In NEFT, funds are transferred in batches that are settled in 48 half-hourly time slots throughout the day. Now let's understand what is or how is this NEFT happening. Understand, very, very important. I'll put up a simple example in front of you. I wanted to travel from X place to Y place. I wanted to travel from X place to Y place. What I do up is I am opting for public transport, that is the bus transport from one city to another city. So when I wanted to travel from one city to another city and I'm opted for public transport, that is the bus transport, and the bus transport is available after every 20 minutes or probably at fixed time slots, that is 40 minutes or 1 hour also. So what I do up is I go up and stand at the bus stop whenever bus will be coming at the time slot or the specified time. I will be getting into the bus and accordingly I'll be reaching up there. And there are fixed slots of time, that is in which the bus transports operate or functions. And otherwise, I have another option is I can go by Ola or Uber. Or if I have my own bike, what I can do up is I can just have a kickstart and travel to the other part of the city wherever the destination is, and that will be immediate. Understand what am I trying to explain you? NEFT is also where you have a fixed time slots. NEFT is where you have a fixed time slots. And whenever if you wanted to transfer the money, so the transfer of money will be happening into slots, that is half hourly slots. There will be no immediate transfer of funds when you are there into NEFT. There are fixed batches and into the batches your amounts will be transferred. And accordingly, let's discuss more. There is no maximum or minimum limit onto it. So let's discuss more onto it. What is the procedure? You can simple go up and log in into your net banking portal, that is your online banking portal. You just need to add the recipient as the beneficiary to whom you wanted to transfer the money. Enter the details, that is the name of the beneficiary, account number, account type. Okay, and accordingly, you can go ahead and putting up the details, you can transfer the funds. So simple procedure. But let me now take you is to a different channel through which you can have transfer of money into real time. What is that real money gross settlement? That is RTGS. RTGS is in another channel through which it's a facility which has been provided by which you can transfer the funds into immediate time, into a real time. See the word itself, real time, signifies that is immediately. If you remember, into the earlier slides we discussed, we had discussed about NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer, NEFT, which happens into slots. But when I'm there into RTGS, it's a real time settlement of fund transfer, my dear. It's a continuous and very, very important. It is individually, it is getting it up. The money or the transaction happens at the individual level. You don't have to do that is netting. What is the netting is basically what was happening into National Electronic NEFT. What was happening into NEFT? They were half an hour timely slots. And into the timely slots, the money was being transferred. So probably the transfer of money might take up as 2 hours also, maximum. But here when I come up into RTGS, it is a real time gross settlement. It's a real time transaction happening without netting, that is without making you wait. So understand what is the real time. Okay, and the time I just order, and at the next second or at the next the thing only, within a minute the money will be transferred to that opposite person. The real time here, how it happens onto the WhatsApp and all. I just message somebody and the message is immediately received. So understand what is that RTGS, real time. Into the immediate time it happens, the transfer of funds, the settlement happens, which doesn't happen into NEFT. So on the same lines, I have just put it up on the slide. It's a continuous settlement of funds. This payment ensures that the receiver's accounts get credited almost immediately. That is, the beneficiary gets the benefit immediately, which was not the case into NEFT. Okay, and this method is majorly used by large scale transfers. And the very important point to share with you in relation to RTGS is the minimum amount in which you wanted to transfer into RTGS is 2 lakhs. The minimum amount, repeat, the minimum amount if you wanted to transfer into RTGS is 2 lakhs. If you have a lesser amount, 1 lakh, 50,000, 20,000 and all, you won't be able to put it up. Understand what am I trying to explain you? The advantages, the disadvantages, which one is beneficial when? Sorry. So understand what am I trying to explain you into it. So the minimum amount to be remitted is 2 lakhs, and like NEFT RTGS is also available 24 into 7. Here onto the slide, I am sharing with you the application form which is being provided by the banks here, which is kept at the bank when you go ahead for NEFT RTGS through physically into the bank. So you need to fill up all these details into the form and submit it. Next one, IMPS. But before I come into IMPS, let's have a small recap with the NEFT and RTGS. NEFT was National Electronic Fund Transfer, where the fund transfer was happening into slots. The disadvantage was it was not immediately happening. But when I'm coming up into the RTGS, it is a real-time money transfer. Understand? But again, when I come up into RTGS, real-time money transfer is happening, but there's a minimum boundary or the limitation of funds to be transferred is worth rupees 2 lakhs. Here, if I wanted to transfer a smaller amount, I won't be able to use RTGS. And if I go ahead into NEFT, no minimum and no maximum, there is no this thing and also into that. What is the disadvantage there into NEFT? I won't be having up a real-time transfer of funds. So a solution to both of them came up was this IMPS. So the point here is IMPS is another real-time payment service. Please mark my words. When the transfer of funds is happening instantly, it is having of the best features of RTGS and NEFT. We discussed now only RTGS, NEFT, and this IMPS is having up the best features of both of them. And very important, IMPS works on both net banking and your mobile platform also. Unlike the UPI, the final thing which I'll be discussing, that is UPI, which works only onto a mobile network. Are you all there with me? Yes. So let's move ahead. Here onto this slide, I have tried to put it up a simple example when you are there into methods of remittance where you are transferring some funds, how the banking policies are defined to help you. Like for example, am transferring some funds to my friend. So at the immediate level only, I am transferring a big amount and I get cheated. So it's a big question mark. So for that, into IMPS, when you are transferring some funds, you have some limitations at the start. So like for example, I have put it up on September 1. Ramu added and activated Shamu as IMPS beneficiary, where Ramu is planning to transfer some funds to Shamu. But very important, on the first day, on 1st of September, he has to add him as a beneficiary, and the maximum amount he can transfer on the same day is 10,000. But on the next 3 days, that is from 2nd to 4th, Shamu will be into a cooling period. What do you mean by the cooling period? Into the cooling period, you will be able to only have a transfer of fund that is maximum of 1 lakh rupees. Beyond that, you cannot transfer. Because still it might happen, that is the funds might transfer to a wrong person. But after September 6, when Shamu will be out of cooling period, you can transfer any amount, whichever you feel like. But every day there's a limit of 2 lakhs. So just wanted to signify through this, that is, internet banking is a bit risky. But at the same time, there are some arrangements which are made by the banking system or through by RBI to help people. So this was about the way of ensuring that is people are not cheated when they are using up internet banking. The last one I wanted to discuss with you is UPI. UPI is nothing but an instant payment system developed by National Payment Corporation of India. Now, what is the speciality of this UPI? This UPI we have up into our mobiles here. We have a Paytm wallet, we have a Google Pay. So with that, we connect our account, that is UPI. What is that? It's a unified payment interface where the immediate real transfer into instant transfer of funds between two bank accounts through a mobile platform. This UPI is basically helping you a single mobile application through which you can have a transfer of money, transfer of funds between two bank accounts. It's a wonderful activity and initiative of NPCI. And immediate into real time the money transfer will be happening. And how is this UPI app to be downloaded onto your mobile? So they are pretty simple steps here. You go up into your Google Store or Apple App Store, you search out that is which UPI you wanted to go ahead with. You put up your mobile, they'll verify it. You set up your password. You link up your account with the app. You set up a UPI PIN. And finally, your digital transactions will be happening and helping you to go ahead with cashless payment. So here I have put it up how to use a Beam UPI app onto Paytm into our mobile. We have that is mobile wallets. And the same Paytm wallet, I can connect it with my bank account. So into that Paytm app only you have been provided, that is how you can go ahead. If I come up with the Google Pay, there also you have that is you can connect your bank account. On the same way, that is, see here also you have up your Beam UPI ID. See this MobiWig, Google Bank, Google Pay, Paytm, how you can connect with UPI. I'm basically trying to explain you that. And the very important into UPI, you have a instant transfer of funds through IMPS, which is more faster than NEFT. If you would remember, if you could recollect, NEFT, the money transfer is happening in two slots. And since it is completely digital, you can have that is UPI transfer 24 hours. It's a single mobile application. It uses your IFC code. It is easier to have of the transactions without carrying up my money wallet, my dear, with the filled up with n number of notes. If I have my only mobile with me with the internet connectivity into it, we all are with now with smartphones here. And into that Google Pay or Paytm, n number of apps are there which help us to transfer funds here. Coming up on the last part into this, what I have basically tried up is we are trying to compare all four of them. These are different ways of remittance of payment. But into each one of it, there is one or other special feature. At the same time, there is something merit also, there is something that is demerit also. So let's try to discuss it out. Here into NEFT, the full form is National Electronic Fund Transfer, RTGS, IMPS and all, but very, very important by whom it is managed. Again, the very practical thing of this is into the minimum transfer limit of NEFT is rupee 1 also, IMPS rupee 1, UPI rupee 1, but very important this RTGS has up is minimum 2 lakhs. Maximum transfer limit, NEFT no limit, RTGS no limit, but IMPS yes. UPI yes. On the same lines, there might be a question, can it be done offline? Yes, when you are there visiting the bank with the check or into the bank, you might be having a form. So NEFT, RTGS can be done offline. Offline is basically that is visiting the bank physically. But IMPS and UPI cannot. They are only and only to be done online. On the same lines, discussing further the differences, NEFT can be done through online, that is net banking, mobile banking. Okay, IMPS also, and UPI has to be there through any of these apps. Google Pay, Paytm, Phone Pay, Freecharge, and N number, because you connect your bank account with this one, and accordingly you can have up the transfer of funds. The fund transfer speed is there, that is RTGS, IMPS, UPI immediate. But into NEFT, it happens into half hourly slots here. And the next one, settlement type is one-on-one. Each transaction is separately carried out here, but into NEFT it is a netting system which happens when you are transferring your funds to NEFT. These are the service timings and all. What is the procedure when you transfer the funds? You need to add the beneficiary, or what are the details required when you wanted to transfer the funds, the IFC code, the bank account details of the receiver. Here into IMPS, UPI, you only scan it. Or at times into IMPS, yes, you have up the receiver's bank account, IFC, the mobile number, the transaction, no charges and all. But let's hope that it should be free into the future also. I come to the end now. I suppose that is, it was basically the initiative was taken up to explore you all to have up that is into practical life, what all things can be there, because now everybody is so much occupied into our day-to-day act routines and all, and we are somewhere we need to transfer, we need to pay some or other payments and all, or we need to receive some payments. So we cannot spare some time to go into the banks. Online banking is there for us. And when I come up into online banking, it is helping me to transfer the funds. So with this, I come to the end of my presentation. Okay, that's all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.